Council, Mr. Rupert Wee, our Principal, Mr. Aloysius Ding, Vice Principal, Mr. Joseph Chan and Mr. Kwan Yu Ming, honored guests, parents, fellow colleagues, and patricians. My name is Madam Niza, and I had the privilege of being Brian Joseph's class mentor for 4 years. It has truly been a meaningful journey watching him grow, and I'm very proud to be here today to read this citation in his honor. The Patrician of the Year Award distinguishes the student who best embodies our shared vision that every patrician grows to become a voice of faith, a gentleman with purpose, and a leader with heart. These are young men who are guided by faith, grounded in purpose, and committed to serving their communities with integrity and compassion. This year, we honor Brian Joseph from Class 4 LaSalle as our Patrician of the Year. The Patrician of the Year is a significant achievement, but when I think of Brian, I'm reminded that the greatest journeys often begin with a simple decision: to step up. Brian has always chosen to step up in service of others. My earliest memory of him was during his Secondary 1 orientation camp. The school year had just begun and everything was new. Stepping forward to represent his class and speak to the cohort must have been daunting, yet Brian stepped up. He willingly represented his class with courage and composure, and that left a lasting impression on me as his class mentor. Since then, Brian has continued to step up for our Patrician community. As Company Sergeant Major of NCC Land Unit, he upheld discipline and performance while remaining warm and reassuring to those under his charge. As Vice President of the Student Council and Head of the Catholic Branch, he played a key role in leading school initiatives and nurturing a culture where students could grow in their faith. Beyond the school, Brian continued to step up. He actively sought ways to make a difference, stepping into the digital frontier through the SWIFT Accelerator program. There, he developed FitStrip, an app designed to promote wellness. His project reached over 1,000 users and was even featured in the Straits Times. Most importantly, Brian stepped up as a friend and as a classmate. Even while serving as Vice President, my fellow class mentor and I could always count on him. He was an elder brother to his peers, someone who ensured routines were followed, and more importantly, someone who quietly supported his friends, especially during difficult times. Brian, your time at St. Patrick's has been defined by a refusal to stand on the sidelines. You stepped up not to claim the spotlight, but to pave the way for your peers and juniors. In doing so, you have shown us what it truly means to be a boy of faith, a gentleman with purpose, a leader with heart. For when a patrician steps up, he lifts his entire community with him. Please join me in congratulating our 2025 Patrician of the Year, Brian Joseph.
Thank you, Madam Maureen. Let me now present the 2025 Patrician of the Year Award to Brian Joseph. Thank you, Mr. Liao. Thank you, Mr. Liao, for giving out all the awards. We now invite Brian, our Patrician of the Year, to share a few words with us. Brian, please.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ting, Vice Principals, teachers, and distinguished guests. I would like to start my speech by asking you a question. Have you ever felt like you're losing hope? Like no matter how hard you tried, things just kept slipping out of control? Well, I have, many times. Hope is not something you feel when things are easy. Rather, it is something you choose when things get hard. Today, as I stand here as the Patrician of the Year for the class of 2025, I'm reminded that none of us arrived here on a straight path. Behind every accomplishment in this room are moments of doubt, setbacks, and quiet battles no one else saw. And in those moments, hope is what kept things forging ahead. When I initially stepped into St. Patrick's School, I was unsure, trying to find my direction and struggling to adjust. But even then, there was a small sense of hope that with time, things would get better. Through perseverance and leadership, I began to grow. That journey prompted me to serve as my class's chairperson for 2 years and to join the student council, something I once saw as extra work, but eventually saw as a chance to make a difference. Over time, I embraced opportunities that pushed me further. Each experience came with its own challenges, but hope gave me the courage to step forward, even when I was unsure of the outcome. But growth does not come without struggle. There came a point where things did not just get difficult, they felt overwhelming. I began to question my decisions, my worth, and even my direction. In secondary 3, I ran for the student council presidential elections. Despite my efforts, I was not elected. For a while, it felt like I had failed. But even during that moment, hope did not disappear. It changed. It became the decision to continue. Even without the role I'd hoped for, I chose to keep serving as vice president of the Catholic branch. And through that, I realized something deeper. Leadership is not defined by titles, but through the impact we choose to make. More importantly, I learned that in moments when we feel like we have lost everything, we still have the power to become something for others, to be a source of encouragement, strength, and hope. Because sometimes, the hope we give to others becomes the very thing that keeps us going. I would like to thank the people who gave me that hope. My family, my teachers, and my friends for guiding me and supporting me through the years. I especially thank St. Pat's for providing endless opportunities that allowed me to grow not just as a leader, but as a person. And through it all, I thank my family for being a pillar of strength throughout my 4 years at St. Patrick's School. Thank you, Mom and Dad. And so, if there's one thing I've learned from these 4 years, it is this. Growth is not linear. Strength is not always visible. And hope is not something we wait for. It is something we choose when things fall apart, when we feel lost, when we do not know what comes next. So wherever life leads us next, let us not just chase success. Let us choose hope again and again. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.